really is. I don't know how else to say it. I wish they, I wish people would understand it. There's many people want kids.
I mean, you can ask.
Don't need to
Catholics have it right
end up
there.
before we do comments, so.
Time to start.
I am. Oh, wait a minute, I'm not, I've got to go get this stack. Hang on, Kenny. I left my stack in the office. I'll be right there.
Hand in mine.
Here you go.
I'll go get yours.
It's on the table.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the September 15th County Commissioners meeting. If you'd all stand for Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Bow your heads, please. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you for the beautiful weather that you blessed us with. We want to thank you for that little bit of rain that we got, and we know the farmers probably could still use more even, Lord, but we just thank you for what we was able to get. We thank you for just allowing us to live in such a free country and a great state and a beautiful county, Lord. You have blessed us so much. We ask that you please be with the Norman Voiles family as Norman passed away and spent so many years working for the taxpayers here in the county. And we just ask that you pick them up in their time of loss and help them through their days. It's going to be really tough, Lord, for days, weeks, months, and even years to come, for especially Bobby and the kids. We ask that you please be with all the rest of the families that's lost loved ones. Please give us that wisdom and that guidance to do what's not only pleasing for us, but also for the taxpayers and all the residents of the county, Lord. We ask in Jesus' precious name, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen. Commissioners, if you'll indulge me for just a moment, this is unscripted. To the public, on Saturday, I learned of the passing of Mr. Voiles. I had known Mr. Voiles my entire life. He was very kind to my family over the years, and he is very instrumental in helping to try to shape me into the man that I am sitting up here. I'll never be able to express my gratitude in words, what I owe that family. And so I thought of all kinds of things that I could say. He made my second grade Cub Scout Derby car. So in the chicken coop, well, I live in the city. I'd never been in a chicken coop, and I was not mechanically inclined enough to even sand a block of wood into a car. So needless to say, that was just one of many things that Mr. Voiles helped me with over the years. And when I got into politics in 1998, I went and approached him first, and I asked him, I just said, if I'm going to stay in this town, I'm going to get involved. And he drilled me on a few things, and he was just one person who I was always very conscientious about checks and balances, and I ran a lot of things by him. And, you know, my other job is a fireman, and I run into burning buildings, and that's not really rational. So sometimes when I sit up here, I'm not maybe the most rational of thinkers, but I like to think things out and be well prepared. But I will just tell a quick story. One time I made a decision that Mr. Voiles did not agree with. He was very upset with me, and I could tell. And so he contacted my father and told my dad that I probably needed more filters. And in the Norman Voiles way, there was that long pause when you used to talk to Mr. Voiles. You would say something, and he'd ask you a question, you'd answer it. Now, I had already started talking 3 minutes before, did I not answer it right? He told my dad that I needed more filters. And then he paused, according to my dad, and said, several. more filters. So it was a sad Saturday. Just wanted to tell a quick story about the Voiles family and Mr. Voiles in particular, and thank you for indulging me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for adding that, Brian, letting us know, sir. Great man. Want to just acknowledge that we did receive the treasurer's report as well as the clerk's report.
You did?
Didn't you? Moving right on along, the fine judge Dakota's here, Superior One. Grant application. Yes.
Hablo español.
Some of you were present when I spoke with the county council regarding the state of Indiana's position with interpreters. The courts are in a trick bag of what we are forced to do, which is provide language access services. However, the state then defunded that program and put it all on us in the middle of a budget year. So I am in the rare position of not asking you for anything, but actually presenting you with money. I did scramble together in 3 weeks, put together a 27-page grant, translate it in 5 different languages, get forms, complaint forms, and a language access plan in place for Morgan County, not just the courts, also the county, and made us language access, finally, language access approved through the state. So thanks to Deb, we have a website that is now translatable in 70+ different languages, and the courts as well. The grant fund, although not as much as I wanted, but being a small county with 92 counties all fighting over $750,000, they gave us $5,000 this year. They're going to use it as a measurement base year for next year. So I'm tracking all the statistics, I'm tracking all the case load and interpreter time, and then I will put in for more money next year. I did put in asking for $30,000 this year. I got $5,000. I'll take whatever dollar you want to provide me. So $5,000 off of what we will pay out of county budget dollars that we quite frankly didn't budget for. Thank you, State of Indiana. So I put in the application to you for your approval. I am doing all the grant myself, and then I'm doing all the tracking myself, and I turn in quarterly reports myself. So that is what the Morgan County Language Access Grant is for, and it is both for telephonic, Zoom, and live interpreter services.
Any questions for the judge?
Nothing except thank yous. Appreciate your work.
I learned a lot.
And I hope the citizens do too, but most, well, they don't even know the need as much as it is there.
Yes.
And you're taking care of that. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
We also partnered, just for your information, we partnered with Ivy Tech, and the state of Indiana is paying for any employee of the courts to take Spanish lessons, and I have enrolled 7 employees.
Awesome.
Thank
I'd
you.
entertain a motion. There's no further questions.
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Adams to approve the grant for court interpreter grant awarded.
Second.
Second by Mr. Collier. Any further questions, discussions? Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Judge. Heritage Health Agreement. Mr.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
So in front of you is just an annual renewal of our dental contract for the jail to take care of the inmates' oral medical care. There was a slight price increase, but it's nothing that we haven't budgeted for, so happy to answer any questions that you have, and other than that, it's the same agreement we already had, so.
I don't know if the folks out there saw what I see, but it's for portable dental.
Correct. It prevents us from I mean, we still have to take them out every now and then, depending on the seriousness of what their
Right.
situation is. But pretty much they come in, spend the day there, they bring an x-ray machine in, they bring a dental chair in, they have a dental hygienist as well as a dentist, and they see as many inmates as they can see in that day.
You know, I have to regress here a little bit, but my cousin was a dentist, and he became the dentist for the Indiana Boys School. And he's a big guy, about 6'8". I never got the height that that side of the family did.
Me neither.
But the boys were always a little bit terrified because he's so big, but they're also appreciated. And I think sometimes this is the first time some of these people get the chance to get good dental care.
That is
So
true.
thank you for what you're doing in this program. And
Absolutely.
certainly support the memorandum of understanding that you have.
Absolutely.
Any other questions for David? Not, I'd entertain a motion on the Heritage Health Agreement.
Also move.
Second.
Mr. Adams made the motion to approve. Mr. Collier second. Any further questions from the board or from the audience? Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
Thank
David,
you,
you're up
Commissioners.
again.
Up again.
Alice.
So in front of you, and we sent out information about this a while back, but with the new security of the building and all the changes that we've had, part of that I would like to implement is called ALICE, which stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, and Evacuate. So it's basically training that all staff would go through that's in this current area. We obviously would expand later on to other buildings, but it's really how to handle an active shooter if that was to occur, or any kind of serious incident that could cause harm. So it includes, so we have 2 certified staff that can instruct, but this goes along with that. So when we onboard new staff, they can get instant training on how to handle those kind of situations, expectations from law enforcement, and if they was to be taken hostage, how does that process work? If, they're locked in a room for 3 hours while we're dealing with a situation, it also helps the employee. So it's very employee-based and not so much law enforcement-based, but employee training on how to handle that kind of situation. So we were asking, obviously, we did not budget for this, not knowing that what we needed or didn't need right away. And but we would like to be able to move forward with this with the staff in the new judicial campus. Happy to answer any questions. It is a nationally recognized program as well. The online training, we would still do an annual training. That would be actually training with the officers and more hands-on training, but this helps the in-between and also good refresher annually as well for staff.
Any questions, concerns for David? Not, I'd entertain a motion on this.
I move we go ahead and approve it. Unfortunately, we need it.
Yes.
A motion by Mr. Adams. Do we have a second?
Brian Collier seconds.
Brian Collier seconds. Any further questions, comments?
No.
Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Thank
And
you,
then
Dave.
one more thing I wanted to address while I was up here that's not on your agenda, and it won't be on your agenda most of the time because it's protected document due to the security nature. But our security and emergency plan that you all have been emailed, I will be sending out probably in the morning. Josh has got a copy too. But in the morning, all the changes to that document from recommendations, it's been brought in from the court staff as well as input from Josh. So I'm still open to getting more input on that. I told Josh after we get the commissioners and the judges in agreement of this document, which is a requirement for them to send to the state as well. So we need to kind of move quickly on that. But we would send it out to the other office holders to get like final input and then let you guys have that at the end. So hopefully by the end of October, I'd like to have this finished up. So that'll be coming out tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it,
Thank you,
David.
David.
Next up, Justin, Lincoln Hill Road right-of-way, I'm assuming.
Good evening, everyone. We are progressing in our design of the Lincoln Hill project where we're correcting 2 curves along the road. I've provided you guys with the 45% plans as well as our right-of-way layouts for each curve. Just asking if you've reviewed that to bless me with your approval if you so feel moved.
Any questions for Justin on this? Comments?
I'll just vouch that it's grossly needed.
I don't know, it's kind of quaint to just kind of curve around.
Well, nobody has a horse and wagon up there anymore. Well, I'm aware that they used to, and I don't think that was the last engineering that was done on that windy road.
I think it must have been.
I'll make the motion that we accept the information as presented.
We got a motion on the floor by Mr. Collier to accept the information on Lincoln Hill right-of-way as presented. Got a second by Mr. Adams. Any further questions, comments from the board? Questions, comments from the audience? Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Justin, it looks like you got Bridge 29 next, sir.
Yes, so before you is a contract between Morgan County and United Consulting for inspection of the replacement of Bridge 29 on Mahalasville Road. If you guys remember at the last meeting, I brought a construction contract to you to get federal funds from the government to build the project. Now we've got an inspection contract before you in the amount of $148,000. So I will look for approval on that if you have any questions.
Any questions for Justin?
I have a comment that would help me immensely,
For sure.
because we were looking at all these bridges, and I couldn't remember which one was 29 or 66 or 65 or 42. If you just put, like, not on the contract.
Sure.
But I actually read the whole contract, hoping to find a road, because then I'd known this was on Mahalesville and near Railroad and.
Yeah.
I call it Hasseltown. It depends on, but yeah, if you'll just put a memo with that, then I can follow your contracts a lot easier,
For sure.
because I'm not an engineer.
Yes, so this is Bridge 29 over Trace Creek. It's on Mahalasville Road near Haystown Road intersection. So,
Any other questions or comments for Justin? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second by Mr. Collier, Mr. Adams. Any further questions from the audience, concerns? Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Justin, do you have anything else? I think.
got the bridge inventory
Oh,
contract.
the
if
bridge
you-
inventory with United, yes.
So the next one I have is a bridge inventory contract. As most of you are aware, it is a federal requirement for us to inspect all of our bridges that carry a vehicular traffic every 2 years. We currently have 157 bridges in the county that meet that requirement. Before you, I have a contract for $550,000 that will cover the next 4 years. NDOT does these inspections in 4-year cycles, so this contract will be good through July 31st, 2030.
2030?
Yes.
Any questions on the bridge inspection inventory? Not, I'd entertain a motion on it.
Brian Collier makes the motion that we accept the consulting contract for our bridge inventory.
We got a motion by Mr. Collier to accept the consulting contract for the bridge inventory. I'll second the motion. Any further questions, comments from the board or from the audience? Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Before you go sit down, because I will not let a meeting go by publicly that I don't bring up Senate Enrolled Act 1 and the vast changes that are going to occur, especially when people see their property tax bill in 2028. And when I get all the phone calls that why I didn't tell anybody, I can go back on record and say I did at least 24 meetings per year from 25, the passing of 25 all the way up to 28. But with that, we have 157 bridges that we inspect. They're moving the community crossing grant money around and cutting that back. They're cutting a lot of co-pays back. If we want to replace one of your bridges now, it could be 5 years before we can get to it. And that's to get the matching funds of 80-20, and our 20's shrinking. And people are gonna have a real hard time when they see their property taxes go up, but at the same time, not have the ability to put fresh asphalt and repair every bridge. So I think we need to, when we're looking at these bridges and we look at these projects, I really think we almost have to have like a subcommittee. If the money's not there, then, you know, what bridges get replaced and what don't? What can we loop around? And then if we're not gonna be in a position to redo that bridge, why are we paving that road up to that bridge? Because we don't have it, there's mathematically, I told you I run into buildings, but I also have an accounting background. Mathematically, based upon the money that we spend and we get through grants and whatnot, we do not pave enough, nor can we pave enough to keep every county road that is currently asphalted in asphalt. It's just not gonna happen. So when people don't understand why we're chipping and sealing, it's to prolong the life of that asphalt to make your travel better and safer. But eventually, that may fall through too. So just wanted to publicly state that, what I see sitting in this chair. There's not a whole lot based upon, you know, I won't tell you that I've been up here maybe too long. Some of the voters will tell you that, but when I started, it was $7,000 a mile to pave. We thought that was a lot. How much is it now?
To contract out a mile of paving, of resurfacing a road is $110,000.
110.
We can chip seal for about $16,000 a mile.
So if you look at the 800 miles that we have, that asphalt lasts 8 to 10 years, depending on what hillside and what the water runoff is and how cold and freeze and thaw of what kind of winters we get. If you get 800 miles and you put
700.
Huh?
700.
700 miles, and then you put 8 years to them, and then you divide that out by $110,000 a mile. We don't pave nearly enough each year, so we're going into a hole, and there's nowhere, like, we're not hoarding the money somewhere. So just trying to educate the public. Thank you.
Thank you, and just so you guys know, we are trying to do more with less, you know, so we're trying to be cognizant of everything, so.
Well, I want to make a real fast, brief comment. I was with the highway superintendent of a county north, and I won't mention it, but it's a county very familiar to everybody. And I asked him how many road miles he has, and he has about the same number we do. And I said, well, how many of them aren't paved? And he said 300 miles.
How much?
300.
300 of it?
That's Boone County, I will just tell you. And that's amazing. I mean, Boone County is kind of, we think, oh, they're all about it. How many road miles do we have that's not paved?
I mean, if you're including chip seal as being
No,
a
I'm
paved.
talking gravel.
Gravel is 11 miles, 10, 11 miles, somewhere
10,
in there.
11, they've got 300.
Yep.
You do a lot. I said, what about, well, I just think I thought that's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
I wouldn't want to live in a county that has 300 miles of gravel.
We're trying to
I
avoid going
found
back
that
that
the other
way.
day down in Davies County, but they don't mind it down there because they got horses.
You're right.
Any other questions, comments?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Next, Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant application. Tricia, it's all yours.
Good evening. All right, so this grant is the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Base Grant and the City's Readiness Initiative CRI grant. This is a grant that we've had for at least 6 years, to my knowledge. It's really not even an application. We don't have to fill anything out, just let them know that we are interested in it, and then we receive these funds. So it is through the CDC, but then it gets sub-recipiented or sub-awarded to IDOH, and then we are sub-recipients from IDOH. Typically, the FEP-based grant is $25,000. Every county gets that, the same amount. It's been reduced to $20,000 this year, just as all of the grants have been reduced in some way, shape, or form. And then the CRI grant, we received just because we are one of the donut counties, so our proximity to Indianapolis. So the total that we would be receiving if you would choose to move forward, is $46,832. And this helps support our Public Health Emergency Preparedness Coordinator.
Any questions for Trish on either one of these? Not, I'd entertain a motion on one or both.
I'll move to approve it, but it's kind of scary. I mean, really, the things that you got to prepare for.
Oh, yeah.
The public needs it, you know, radiological, biological, bioterrorism, things that we shouldn't have to worry with.
That we
But
would
we
hope,
do.
we hope we never have to use our plans.
I hope
But we'll have the plans in place just in case.
Yeah. Thank you for taking care of us.
Absolutely.
Move to approve.
Mr. Adams moved to approve the grant applications for the Morgan County Emergency Preparedness Base Grant as well as the Citizens Readiness Initiative Grant in the amount of $46,832. Do we have a second?
Brian Collier seconds.
Brian seconds. Any further questions from the board or the audience? Not hearing none. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Thanks
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
EMS, Mr. Brandt.
Sir, good evening. Before you is our intent for an application for a grant for $50,000 to apply through the Indiana Department of Homeland Security for our mobile integrated healthcare program. We kicked this program off in partnership with the health department to focus on care outside of the emergency system to reduce the stress of EMS workers and long waits in the emergency department, where we can focus on care of chronic illnesses, assist people outside of the normal emergency department and get them the needs that they need. So the $50,000 would be used for wages primarily, I suspect, at a part-time level, and help compensate for that.
Any questions for Mr. Brent? Not, I'd entertain a motion on this as well.
Brian Collier makes a motion that we accept the proposed application for a grant totaling $50,000.
Got a motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Mr. Brent? Any questions, concerns from the audience? Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0, and thank you, Brent. Reporter Times Building, Mr. Josh.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm excited to be up here and get to bring this to completion. This is something we started a while back, if you remember. I mean, one, we took over the building back, I believe, in 2019 with an option to purchase, and Mr. Finneman has been gracious enough to let us exercise that option early to the tune of about $600,000, which we're grateful for. That really helps complete the master plan that we've started with the judicial building and the historic courthouse, and finally this building, and having a place for the public health department to land at the end. So this is a signed purchase agreement by Mr. Finneman already, and pending your approval, we will get scheduled closing scheduled.
Any questions for Josh? I can't thank you enough myself, Josh, for working with Craig and getting this worked out. I know I worked with him initially and was able to get this whenever they stopped utilizing this building. It's really turned into a nice project. He really did a nice job renovating this just for the prosecutor in Title IV, and I can't thank him enough. And really great to work with. But any concerns, questions for Mr. Josh?
I'll only make one public statement, that there's a lot of misinformation about the value of this building out there, and the ones that were making the statements for the values that they were there, they're wrong. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
Brian Collier makes a motion that we execute this agreement of the purchase and sale of the building.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to go ahead and execute the purchase agreement on the Reporter Times Building. Any further comments from the board? Any questions, comments from the audience? Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Josh. We've been talking about this, so we got appointments for the park board. We did go ahead and designate the one elected official, our county assessor, Reva Brummett, here a while back to make an appointment. And we've got two, one would have to be a Republican and the other a Democrat. Same way with the county council, they've got two as well to make, and they've got to be of opposite parties as well, so. Don't know if you guys got any names, thoughts?
Well, I know that Darrell French expressed that he would be interested, and I don't have a problem nominating him. And I believe he is a Republican. Hate to label people, but when you form these boards, you have to look at their voting records and get.
That's statutory.
Yeah, we have to get one from both sides of the aisle.
Yes, go ahead. Oh, she asked to speak about the park.
I'm Diana Jennings. I'm Vice Chair of the Democratic Party.
Yes.
I have names that has been submitted to you guys. You needed, they told us you needed 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans.
Well,
Is what
we'll
we
just
were
take
told.
one of each, and then the council will take one of each.
Okay, well, they didn't
So-
tell me, so. But I listened to your last meeting. You guys said that you were short Republican, or short Democrats. You're not short Democrats.
No,
A
we're
lot
not.
of us vote Republican.
Right.
And if you need a Democrat, I'm going to give you cards. We have cards. We're reachable.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And 2 of my Democrats are here tonight that are interested, and I will present this then to the council too. Lumar Griggs and Joyce Gilly. And they have voted Republican in the past but they are Democrats, and we will swear that they're Democrats. So,
What constitutes to be a Democrat is going to be what you voted in your last primary election.
okay.
So that's what constitutes. whether
By
you're a-
statute.
by
We have to-
statute,
we have
whether
to
you're a
follow the
Democrat or
statute.
Republican.
Okay.
So if they happen to pull an R the last time, they're going to come up as a Republican, the way we got to check it by state statute,
Okay.
just so you know.
Well, I know before, though, we had one that came up as a Republican, and they just had to fill paperwork out that we knew they were Democrats. They had just voted in the primary that way, so I don't know. Check that out, but, so. But
I know I
see us
never ran for
names.
office until my grandfather moved to Florida because he was a Democrat and he wasn't going to vote for me.
Well, a lot of times when you need people that are in city limits, and sometimes we have trouble finding all those people, but we can find Democrats for any boards that you need. So contact us if you need them. We got names.
Okay. Well, I know I've done some checking as well, and I know Trish Runnigan is actually a Democrat, and I know Becky McKinney used to be a teacher. She actually worked with us during boot camp at the jail several years ago, and I know both of them are Democrats. So
And they've
and it
expressed.
sounds like this lady is as well, but I don't, we've not checked any of them, I know, but I have checked these here.
Well, fortunately, we've got just, well, unfortunately, we can only take one Democrat and one Republican. And you say Kenny's a Republican?
Becky McKinney.
And so have we approved that one, or we just talked about it?
No, you had mentioned that you had a possible Democrat.
Well, I have two, and I really,
If
both
they'll
of them are
do it.
good.
Have you talked to them?
I haven't talked to Trish, but I would think that Trish takes a good part in she hikes every daggone park we have, and I've worked with her on other committees, and I like both the ladies, but I prefer, I'm familiar with Trish and her
We'll
work.
nominate her and we'll double check because
All
she
right.
has expressed interest.
I'll nominate Trish.
Okay. So we have Darrell. and
So we
Trish.
got Darrell France and Tricia Runnington. Any further questions, comments? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Motion carries 3-0.
It determines also, I think we'll tell these members that. What?
Brian made a motion. Oh, Brian nominated, I'm sorry, sorry. I'd entertain a motion then by you gentlemen.
See what now?
Both made nominations.
I'll make a motion that we
Didn't make a
accept
motion.
both Daryl French and Tricia Runnigan
I'll second.
as our appointed to the newly formed park.
I'll second. And then I do want to remind all of us here on the table or the desk here that, that the statute decides how long their terms are and when they'll be, you know, in the position of how they are nominated. And I don't know what that statute is. I don't know. It was in the.
They're staggered.
They were staggered. Ann had it, and I don't have it in front of me. But those people will be for so long, and then they can be reappointed, of course, but that's,
Linda, Deb, thank you for catching me on that, but we do have a motion, we do have a second. Any further comments from the board? Any concerns from the audience or questions? Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. I really need to get the other lady's name. I know Lou. Joyce Gillen, because I need to check it out with
Oh, Joyce is
downstairs
here.
in the
Hi, Joyce.
election.
yeah, she's good.
Yeah, yeah,
We're glad you helped us out.
yep, thank you.
And also, for those who expressed interest but wasn't on the board, they will need help. Our park system is a volunteer system, so we don't have a big budget for our parks, and they're always short on help. So I'm sure once the board takes over and runs with it, they'll still be seeking lots of input and lots of help,
Yeah.
regardless of political affiliation. And there shouldn't be, unfortunately, there, on something like a park, I don't even understand the political
I
affiliation,
have
so.
no idea why they do that.
I know they've had issues in the past, and I tried to pick people that I knew were very even keel and would not be confrontational and
Unlike Don and Kenny. Thank you.
Thank you so
Good
much.
help on that, very much.
Moving right on along, the Roach Agreement, I'm assuming Deb or Josh is going to be addressing us on this.
So this is the RICO agreement. If you all remember, we came before you and the council and asked for permission to move forward with refreshing our copier fleet. Both you guys and the council said, yes, this was a great value, let's go ahead and move forward. And so we have the actual contract documentation. As a reminder, we won't pay for this till next year, they won't bill it till next year, we're just getting into the queue and they know that this is
And they
part
didn't
of.
change anything on this?
They didn't change anything, but what you don't see, because it will come from a third-party vendor, is the buyback of our existing fleet. So that's not reflected in this number, we'll get that at a later date, and we clarified that today.
You need a formal motion to accept the
If
order
you-
agreement?
If you guys would make a motion to move forward and sign Kenny as the signer, it will be a DocuSign document.
Brian Kyer makes that motion that we accept the new RICO agreement.
Agreed. Second?
Second, any further discussion from the board? Comments, questions from the audience? Not hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0, and thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. You got a tort claim in your pack. Entertain a motion on that if you
I
don't
make the
have-
motion that we send our tort claim to our insurance carrier.
We got a motion by Mr. Collier. I'll second the tort claim, send it on to the insurance. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Unpaid leave request, Dree for, yep.
We have an employee that was close to being out of time and had to go to a different country. And so they had so they had some time without pay because of a family illness. And when they came back, they brought COVID with them. So we've had, this person has had some unpaid time, and so just bringing it to the commissioners as if you could give your blessing for the time that has already been unpaid. So
What do
it
you
was
need
not,
from us?
just that you're okay with that, because that's the way the handbook still reads, is that any unpaid time must come before the commissioners.
They're not in the court system, are they?
They are not.
No. I just thought that they could work right hand with Dakotas.
No.
Grant. See? I don't have a,
We would be able to use that.
yeah, if you went there and,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that, I think this is something is responsible county would, okay, approve. So I'll move that we go ahead and approve it.
second.
Motion and a second to approve the unpaid leave. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. Down to the last. Darrell Fronts. And Tricia Runnigan. Got a couple people that signed up to talk. Brandy Garland, it looks like.
Was sleeping.
Yeah, we sent to the insurance.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question, I guess more for the people that I work with, trying to explain to them how this process works. I watched the last meeting, and I watched 160 acres be added on to a project that was kind of a surprise for novice folks like me. How do we learn what you guys have in front of you as far as the amounts and the paperwork beforehand, so that we can come to the meeting informed at what kind of questions that we need to know, because clearly we don't know what we don't know? Is there a way that I can share that with folks so that they can understand better, and so that I can understand better what's going to be on the agenda?
You can always check with Deb. It's always advertised.
Where?
Correspondent.
The correspondent? Is it in the notices section, or is it? Is it under just agenda? Is it more than just what's listed off? Is there any more detail in there, or is it just kind of like what we got tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, please, because I'm trying to help kind of get the community more civically engaged, and a lot of people just don't even know the first steps. And for some of us here, like I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, it's hard to have an informed question when we don't understand what it is that you guys have in front of you. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. So yeah, I'd be happy to take that card.
Well, you made the comment about 160 acres. So that has probably come before us as a rezone or something, I would imagine.
Into the economic improvement
Yeah.
area, yeah.
Yeah. That starts off with the planning commission only. It's got to go to the planning commission. They make either a favorable, an unfavorable, or no recommendation at all, and send it on to the commissioners. The commissioners have final say on all zoning. So just to let you know that the planning commission, anybody that goes before the planning commission, it is also advertised, and they always meet the second Monday of the month at 6:30, because I'm on the planning commission.
Okay.
But that's where, anytime you're trying to change zoning on property, it's gonna start off when you'll first see the notices for the rezone or vacate replat. I mean, that all gets advertised too. And any of the rezones is gonna go to them first, and then they make their recommendations or send it on with no recommendation. And then we have final say on all the zoning only.
And I guess the question there would be, would there be any notation in there that it had to do with Project Louis, or it had to do with a data center in that rezoning, or would it be very vague and just say, this lot is going to be, or this allotment is going to be rezoned?
It's gonna be rezoned and I don't know.
Or not necessarily rezoned, but added to the economic improvement area? Because I don't know if I would
It's
have
gonna
read
state-
that.
It's gonna state who's asking for the rezone. I mean, it usually has that in
What
the
project it's
notice.
attached to?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that usually has that. I think that's about all it has, is what they're requesting, their zoning, what type of zoning it is, and then who's asking for that. And I think that's all they have to advertise.
Okay,
But
I guess
then
I'm
you
trying to
follow
learn
it up
how
to
to
the
get
meeting.
educated if the information's not out there. It's kind of hard to know to show up to ask
Yeah,
questions.
you need to
so.
watch the paper, and anytime you're seeing rezones in there, they gotta be in there.
Okay,
I mean, they gotta do it, so.
okay, thank you. And I'll
Thank you.
follow up with you with the card.
Okay. Looks like Diane or Chuck Crawley.
Oh, no, you signed it, now you have to come talk.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
I'm assuming Chuck was wanting to talk about parks whenever I seen his name. Is that what you was wanting to do, Chuck? Okay. Yeah, well, you're getting ready to see it, the board reappoint, the council still has 2 appointments to make, and then you'll be seeing that. Now, I talked to the assessor last week, and I know she had not made her appointment yet. So, okay. Anything else? There's something very important coming before the council tonight. We have a young gentleman in here that we need to recognize. Mr. Josh Messmer, if we can ask you to come up to the mic. For the public that don't know, Mr. Messmer has let us know here a while back that he's going to be leaving Morgan County as far as employment and switching occupations, going back to, he's an engineer. A lot of you probably don't even know that, but he's going to be going a different direction, and he's probably put up with us as much as he wanted to. All 3 of us is kind of problems, so, but Josh, we can't even start to thank you enough. You have been a godsend for Morgan County. You've helped us tremendously. You're going to be deeply missed, and we just want to honor you with the General Morgan and induct you into the Society of the General Morgan Society. And it's a sad day when we're gonna have to shake your hand for the last time for a while instead of getting to every day. So I've had the privilege of getting to do that since 19, and I just can't thank you enough personally, myself. You've got big things to go, that's for sure. Smart gentleman, and you've helped us so much. Any other comments, questions? Brian, you're supposed to ask the question, is he really gonna do it?
I'll yield to Don,
Go ahead,
and I'm
Mr.
gonna try not to cry.
I'm not going to be successful at that.
I've spoken enough tonight that I don't always come across eloquently. I don't always come across, probably to many of you, intelligently. And if you ask any of my family members, they'll tell you that's not always easy to make Dad look smart. But this guy's done a pretty good job of it. He takes the data, and he's data-driven, and what he can pull together and educate me in 15 minutes to make and help me present the numbers to the public, I don't know how he does it.
Just make it all up.
Makes it all up.
Makes it all up.
Now, I've cringed on this day, but I've known from day one that I wouldn't be able to hold him back. He's an exceptional person, exceptionally bright, but he's also got a personal side to him. If you can crack that shell, get to that engineering degree, that engineering mindset, he is truly a beautiful person. And it's the beautiful person that drove the hardcore numbers to help do things that this county probably is a poor word again, but probably would not have pulled off. Bought 1, 2, 3. He helped to orchestrate something that's not been done since 1857. That's build a courthouse. That it was no small feat what lies behind this building. If you leave here, since he's leaving, we can blame I don't know if the mayor might have left, but we can, is the mayor's back there? Yeah, he probably left, so it sounds like he's jamming because Josh is leaving. But since Josh is leaving, I guess I will blame him for the downtown being all torn up. We can tell the people that the heat just got too bad on porch time and you couldn't take it anymore and you left. I'm privy to know that Josh is going on to bigger and better things. I know he'll be successful. I know his family will be grateful for him to finally smell the coffee and move on to bigger and greater things. But I also know on the years that I became good buddies with him that he's not only intelligent with numbers, but he's smart enough to know that family comes first. And I think part of the decision of him to move on is he's got 5 lovely children and he'll have 5 lovely tuition payments to higher education. And it's time for him because Mama and Papa don't want to pay for his kids' college education. Josh, I'll never be able to articulate or thank you enough. I consider you a friend, and friend enough that I'm kind of upset with you leaving me in this mess with 3 years left in my term. But Josh did say that I could call him. He failed to tell me how many times I can call him. So Josh, from my heart, from my family, because you saved me so much time so I could value the time with my family, thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. Couldn't have done it without you.
You're welcome. I do have a few things I'll say. One, you all know I don't love to be up in front of everybody, but since you can still boss me around for a few weeks, I figured I'd come up here and humor you. But there are a few things I just want to share. One, serving my community has been one of the highest honors of my lifetime. This is not an exaggeration when I say it's an opportunity I prayed for many years to do something just like this, and it fell right into my lap, and so I couldn't be more grateful. And for anybody who's considering public service, I just encourage you to do it, whether it's on a board, whether it's as an employee, whether it's as a volunteer. It's a great way to shape your community, and I wish more folks would get involved in different capacities. Second, it's the friends you make in the office that make the difference. I'm thankful for Deb and Dree and Linda and the commissioners and Ann. I mean, you guys help make this an opportunity that's worthwhile and worth doing. Third, commissioners, had it not been for you all putting your trust in me and letting me do lots of things that I don't think happen for some of the other county administrators around the state, this would not have been the same experience. And so you all letting me earn your trust and work within those bounds has made a huge impact for my personal fulfillment. I want to thank my wife, Charlotte, and kids, Simon, Ian, Elizabeth, Catherine, and Elias, because while they know that I love doing this, what I get to do, they make lots of sacrifices for all the nights I'm gone, like this evening, when she's doing all the kids by herself. I want to thank my parents for just bringing me up and giving me opportunities to be able to be in a position like I am today. And I just want to thank the community. I mean, so many people throughout these years have been so supportive, whether it's been people in the party, community members. These are the things that make the experience enjoyable and worthwhile and why you want to give back. And I'll just end by saying this is still my community, so it's not so much goodbye as until next tax bill.
Thank you, Josh.
Just you and the commissioner, I mean.
got her. Oh, what a groove. You're fine. All right, everybody smile. Oh, you're forgiven. Shouldn't do it. Oh. Yeah, that works.
I just want one with, you guys get out my picture. Don't let anybody fool you. Josh would call me and say, you need to do this, 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 and this. And I'd say, you just remember I'm your boss. Now, what was it you told me how to do?
Well, nothing else needs to come before the board. I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. And thank you all for coming out and gracing us with your presence tonight.
We are.